Freitagabend, Prenzlauer Berg, Danziger Straße 50. Heute möchte ich gerne mal ein eher persönliches Video teilen. Seit 2015 veranstalten meine Frau und ich einen Storytelling-Abend in Berlin, genannt The Bear, True Stories, Erzähltes Leben. Der Veranstaltungsort ist das Kulturzentrum Danziger 50, das Veranstaltungshaus des 1990 gegründeten gemeinnützigen Kulturvereins Prenzlauer Berg. Auch wenn ich heute den Storytelling-Abend vorstellen möchte, komme ich nicht umhin, etwas zum Gebäude zu erzählen. Es handelt sich um das ehemalige Direktorenwohnhaus einer dahinterliegenden Schule. Der Komplex geht auf Pläne von Hermann Blankenstein zurück. Dieser war von 1872 bis 1896 Stadtbaurat von Berlin und zeichnete in seiner 24-jährigen Amtszeit für die Errichtung von etwa 120 Schulbauten sowie Kranken- und Waisenhäuser, den Vieh- und Schlachthof und viele weitere städtische Bauten verantwortlich. Man sieht seinen Gebäuden an, dass er an der Bauakademie Schinkels ausgebildet wurde. Sie weisen alle einen ähnlichen Stil vor und als Material verwendete er meist rote Klinker und vorgefertigte Zierelemente in einer einfachen und klaren Formensprache. Fassade und Treppenhaus stehen unter Denkmalschutz, auch wenn die Fassade der Danziger Straße 50 im unteren Bereich kaum noch zu erkennen ist. Das Treppenhaus können wir uns auf dem Weg nach oben anschauen. Es geht also um Geschichten erzählen und in der Regel jeden dritten Freitagabend eines Monats gibt es eine offene Bühne. Erzählt werden persönlich erlebte Geschichten zu einem Thema des Abends, also keine Märchen oder irgendwie erfundene Geschichten, von 5 bis 6 Minuten Länge. Vorbild für den Abend war The Moth, eine Veranstaltungsreihe, die schon lange sehr erfolgreich in den USA läuft. Unsere Veranstaltung ist zweisprachig, dennoch werden die meisten Geschichten in englischer Sprache erzählt. Scheinbar ist es im angelsächsischen Raum eher üblich, persönliche Geschichten zu teilen, als in Deutschland. In diesem Jahr sind unsere Veranstaltungen erstmals wieder ausgebucht, ein Zeichen, dass sich das Leben nach Corona normalisiert hat. Der Abend wird in der Regel von Dyane Neiman moderiert. Es gibt eine musikalische Untermalung und 8 Menschen erhalten die Möglichkeit, auf die Bühne zu kommen. Anders als bei Science- oder Poetry Slams geht es nicht darum, der oder die Beste zu sein, und es werden keine öffentlichen Wertungen abgegeben. Aber das Publikum wählt die beliebteste Geschichte des Abends und einmal im Jahr, im Juni, findet dann der sogenannte Eve of the Gems statt, an dem die Favoriten der vergangenen Monate noch einmal eine Geschichte präsentieren.
Wow, there's a lot of people here, James.
Oh, super.
Where were you the last 2 years?
Ich hänge hier noch die beliebteste Geschichte des letzten Abends an. Die Bildqualität könnte besser sein, aber das Mischpult für die Beleuchtung hat leider nicht funktioniert. Wie die meisten Geschichten ist diese von Seit erzählte auch in Englisch. Daher füge ich deutsche Untertitel ein. Wer selber einmal vorbeikommen möchte, findet einen Link in der Videobeschreibung. Viel Spaß!
Please welcome Sherzad. Let me just get you a seat. Okay. You can make it higher
All right. Yes.
because I'm a little bit short.
Yes. Thank you.
Good.
I wasn't expected to be here, but it's all right.
It's wonderful.
I'm super
Have
excited.
fun.
Yes. Thanks. I don't see you guys, but yeah, happy to be here. So it's a warm morning, Monday morning, 2008 in New York. I just arrived a few days ago on a work and travel program. It's a travel that lets young people to go to the States and work for a summertime, make some money, and then go back. The problem was that the company that sent me there screwed me over, so when I arrived, there was no job waiting for me. So that morning, I was changing into a uniform of this little coffee shop on 6th Avenue in Manhattan. The thing is that I had money only for the next 2 weeks, and I had to urgently find a job. And I didn't have a job, and I decided to ask people who had jobs in New York how they found one. And they gave me advice. They said that you just walk around Manhattan, you look around, and whenever you see some place which says help wanted, you walk in and you say, I want a job. I can do whatever you're asking for. So that's exactly what I did. So that very morning, I was walking around Manhattan and I see this coffee shop. This is the first coffee shop I stumble upon, and it says help wanted. So I walk in, I say, I want the job. So the interview was surprisingly easy and fast. So the manager asked me, do you know how to operate the coffee machine? I said, yes. And then he said, do you know how to operate the cash register and the POS? And I said, confidently, without hesitation, yes. And then he said, all right, your shift starts in 5 minutes, go change. You see, I wasn't expecting that answer because I thought I would start maybe next week. I would have time to go and Google things, maybe ask some people. But here I was changing into the uniform of the coffee shop in Manhattan, starting my shift. And I stand behind the counter and the doors open and the first customer walks in. So the manager looks at me and nods. I know exactly what's expecting of me, right? So I say, morning, what can I get you today? And the guy says, 1 black coffee and 1 bagel with cream cheese. And I'm a little bit nervous at the order because where I come from Tajikistan. It's a small country in Central Asia, all right? In 2008, we were still just recovering from the civil war in the 90s. So I didn't catch up on what Americans eat yet, right? So bagels are something we don't eat. So I kind of figured that black coffee is just that, like coffee. So I pressed the buttons, some things started working on the coffee machine, and then bagel, I looked at the menu on the wall, so it was the first thing on the left corner, and I just found it at the counter, and I just handed it over to him. Now it was time to operate the cash register and charge him, right? So at this moment, I just want to make a note. So as a product manager, I should say that whoever invented that machine had no regard for user experience, right? So I was there are all these buttons. I pressed some buttons and some numbers popped up. The guy was in a hurry, so he didn't care if it was correct. I'm sure it was incorrect. He paid me whatever, and he just left, right? And I was like, phew, my first customer. It's a win, right? The first one is the hardest. From that moment on, should be easy peasy, right? Wrong. So this woman walks in, and she just walks up, and without hesitation, she says, I want 1 decaf latte with skim milk, then I want 1 plain white with half and half, and cinnamon bagel with cream cheese, right? At this moment, if I said that I was confused by that order, that would be an understatement, because I was in full panic mode, right? You see, in Tajikistan, when growing up, the only coffee I knew was Nescafe instant coffee 3-in-1. And to be fair, we also didn't have different types of milk. We had only the milk. So if you don't know about American cuisine, so skim milk is essentially zero fat milk, and then there is a full cream milk, and half and half is just when you mix them both, right? So now I know, but back then I didn't know. So I turn around and I have no clue what to do. So I start pretending that I'm making the coffee and thinking about what to do. Like, should I ask her again? But if I ask her again, she will tell me the same thing, and I don't know what that is. So I'm pretending, then I pick back, and oh my God, I see this line. More people came in. The thing is that this order coincided with the time when Manhattan gets active and busy, so many people are behind her. The line now extends beyond the coffee shop, and I'm sure it's so long that it connects with the line in the Central Park waiting for the ferry that goes to Liberty Island, that long, right? So I don't know what to do, I'm faking, and the manager comes to my rescue. So he comes up and says, all right, go change, return the uniform, and get the hell out of here. So I was fired 16 minutes into my first job in New York. So the take-home learning for me was that fake it till you make it is actually shitty advice. But on the other hand, now I have a story about how I absolutely didn't make it in New York. Thank you very much.